Breaking. Coco Gauff and Gaël Monfils unite to empower black tennis stars. We will not be silent. The tennis world stood still this morning as two of its most electric personalities, Coco Gauff and Gaël Monfils, made a powerful joint announcement that transcended the sport. In a bold declaration of unity and purpose, they unveiled a new initiative, We Will Not Be Silent, a global movement aimed at empowering black tennis players, amplifying their voices, and rewriting the narrative of diversity and representation in the game they love. What began as a conversation between two athletes from different generations has now sparked what many are calling the most significant cultural movement in tennis since Arthur Ashe's time, a historic partnership. Coco Gauff, the 21-year-old American superstar, has long been recognized not just for her dazzling athleticism, but also for her courage to speak truth to power. From her early days as a teenage prodigy standing up for racial justice on the streets of Delray Beach, to her eloquent speeches about change and equality, Gauff has consistently shown that her voice carries the weight of both wisdom and authenticity. Meanwhile, Gaël Monfils, the French maestro known for his charisma, artistry, and unbreakable spirit, represents another dimension of the black tennis experience. For nearly 2 decades, Monfils has been a symbol of joy, resilience, and creativity on the court. His performances were more than matches. They were celebrations of expression, a dance between strength and freedom. When these two icons joined forces, it wasn't just collaboration, it was a revolution in motion. The spark of the movement, the seeds for We Will Not Be Silent, were planted at the 2025 U.S. Open. After a press conference where Gauff was asked about her influence beyond tennis, she mentioned her desire to create a global network for young black players who need guidance and visibility. Monfils, watching the interview from his hotel room in Paris, sent her a message that night. Coco, you speak for the future. Let's build it together. What followed were months of late-night Zoom calls, meetings with sponsors, and conversations with legends like Serena Williams, Frances Tiafoe, and Naomi Osaka. Each of them contributed insight, experience, and passion, shaping a movement grounded in mentorship, opportunity, and legacy. And so, We Will Not Be Silent was born, a declaration that silence is no longer an option in the face of underrepresentation, inequality, and invisibility. The mission, representation is revolution. At its core, the movement seeks to create tangible change in tennis. It's more than just symbolic, it's systemic. Coco and Gaël outline 4 main pillars of their mission. Youth empowerment programs launching academies and workshops across Africa, the Caribbean, and underserved communities in the U.S. and Europe. These centers will provide free training, equipment, and mentorship for black youth who dream of breaking into tennis. Visibility and media reform, partnering with media outlets to ensure fair coverage of black athletes, highlighting not only their athletic achievements, but also their stories, struggles, and cultural impact. Scholarships and funding a new initiative called the Ashe Fund, named after tennis legend Arthur Ashe, will sponsor promising young players who lack financial means to compete on international circuits. Voice and advocacy, creating safe spaces for black players to speak out about racism, bias, and inequality within tennis organizations, without fear of backlash or suppression. As Gauff put it during the press conference in New York, "For too long, we've celebrated our wins, but ignored our wounds." That ends today. The press conference that changed everything, held at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. The event was filled with emotion and energy. Cameras flashed as Coco and Gaël stepped on stage together, both dressed in black, symbolic of unity and strength. Coco began, "This isn't just about tennis. It's about life. It's about every black child who is told they don't belong in a sport, in a classroom, or in a boardroom. We belong. We always have. And we will not be silent anymore." The crowd erupted in applause. Monfils followed, his voice calm but commanding. "When I started playing, I didn't see many faces like mine. People loved my tricks but ignored my message. Today, we say no more. We celebrate our color, our creativity, our power. We play not just to win trophies, but to change history." Behind them, a massive banner displayed the movement's slogan, "We will not be silent. Power, purpose, progress." Global reactions, a movement, not a moment. The world of sports responded instantly. Serena Williams posted, "Proud of these two. The torch is in good hands. Speak loud, stand tall, and never let them dim your shine. Francis Tiafoe shared on X, formerly Twitter. About time. Let's make sure the next generation never feels invisible. Tennis legends Billie Jean King and Arthur Ashe Foundation representatives offered full support, pledging resources and mentorship networks. Even political leaders and cultural figures outside tennis joined in. U.S. President Kamala Harris praised the initiative, calling it a beacon of empowerment and unity. French President Emmanuel Macron tweeted, "Monfils represents the heart of France, courage, equality, and art, the future of the movement." Next year, We Will Not Be Silent will host the inaugural Global Black Tennis Summit in Paris, a 4-day celebration of culture, competition, and conversation. Players from across continents will join panels, mentorship sessions, and exhibitions to bridge the gap between sport and social justice. Plans are already in motion for a documentary series, co-produced by Netflix and the WTA, titled Unbroken Strings, The Coco and Gaël Story. It will chronicle their journey from inspiration to action, giving fans a behind-the-scenes look at how two athletes turned their platforms into power. A moment of humanity. At the close of the press conference, as photographers shouted questions, Coco turned to Gaël and whispered something. He smiled, then nodded. She stepped back to the microphone, tears glistening in her eyes. I think about the little black kids who will watch this. Maybe they'll pick up a racket, or maybe they won't. But what we both hope, is that they'll never be afraid to speak up, to stand tall, and to take space. Because this world belongs to them too. Then Gaël raised his hand, clenched it in a fist, and said simply, "We're not here to ask for permission. We're here to take our place." The crowd roared, cameras flashed, and in that moment, tennis felt larger than life. It felt alive. Conclusion: the sound of change. Coco Gauff and Gaël Monfils have proven that the sound of change is not silence. It's the echo of truth, courage, and love resonating through generations. Their movement, We Will Not Be Silent, isn't just a call to action. It's a symphony, one that blends resilience with rhythm, defiance with dignity. As the sun set over New York that evening, a mural appeared in Harlem, Gauff and Monfils back to back, rackets raised, with the words, "We will not be silent," painted in gold. Below it, a simple line, "We are the voice, we are the change." And somewhere in the heart of a young child watching from afar, a dream was born, louder, bolder, and freer than ever before. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.